Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby. Now, listen, I'm not feeling 100%. I tell you, the devil is busy. Okay, I got to tell y'all the story in another video. But I have been, girl, they tried to take me out. Somebody is trying to take me out, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Um, I just feel like I felt bad the other day. I just had, well, I don't know if I had strep throat, but that's what it felt like. It felt like the devil was dancing right here on my throat. Anyways, but yeah, we're back, and I have a little, just I have a tad bit more energy than what I had yesterday. I've been really wanting to get this review out, but I just could not, girl. I just couldn't get it out. Um, I was sniffling, and it's just been a mess. But we here. We almost back to 100%. And so let's just go ahead and talk about the girls um, down in Atlanta. We're over in Grenada. Okay. We just gonna talk. Okay. So I'll just start out with for those who have been living under a rock, um, sometimes the people don't keep up with the mess. Y'all girl, your girl is she filed a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo, NBC Universal, Truly Original, and it was another production company too. Y'all know your girl. What does she go by?
Bang bang, bang bang bang, bang bang bang, bang bang bang.
Baby, bang bang, bang bang is going out with a bang, baby. I said, oh girl. Anyways, shout out to Bang Bang. Um, so the episode starts out letting us know that Bang Bang, she was throwing up because of the shots. She says she's not a shot girl. She's very classy based, and she's a champagne type of girl. Okay. I said Andre, girl, she drink Andre. Y'all know the Andre champagne. The champagne that be at the grocery store, it'd be like $4.75 a bottle. Yeah, okay. Girl, I don't know why Bang Bang is trying to put on. Remember at the beginning of the season when she was having family dinner and the little boy was like, he said something along the lines of, I think they were eating lobster. He was like, lobster? Oh, this is fancy. I said, baby, that little baby just told on y'all. That little baby is used to eating chicken nuggets and french fries, girl, drumsticks, and macaroni and cheese out the box. And now here y'all go, girl, putting on for this camera. Talking about lobster. Anyways, um, it shows that Portia and Drew got along for a few seconds the night before. Again, Portia and Drew don't have an issue. Well, Drew doesn't have an issue with Portia. Portia's trying to act like she has an issue with Drew. Angela, they show Angela calling Charles and he's not answering at all. Girl, we're gonna talk about Angela and Charles in just a little bit. Kelly comes out and Phaedra, makes mention of her nipples showing. And then she also calls um, Drew one of the Flintstones. Shamia still doesn't have her luggage, thank God. Girl. I said the best thing she could have did later on in the episode, Portia let her borrow a dress for the dinner. I said the best thing she could have ever did was girl go into Portia's suitcase. Okay. Girl, it's a blessing that you didn't have yours because we don't know what you would have put together. Shamia, they said online. They said I don't know if this is true or not, but they said Shamia said that she spent $35,000 on her wardrobe for this upcoming season. Shout out to the girls who can spend $35,000 on clothes. Um, but it just goes to show that people think that if you spend a lot on clothes, because a lot of her pieces are designer. I'm not going to say every piece she purchased was designer, but a lot of her pieces are designer. It just goes to show that some of the girls think that just because you spend you spend a hefty price tag on your fashions, that automatically equates to you having style. and it doesn't at all. And Shamia is a prime example. Shamia be having nice pieces. She or they, because I'm assuming she has a stylist, I don't know. They don't know how to put them together. When Shamia walked into that restaurant, I know I'm going backwards. I was talking to my best friend. He was like, Shamia looks a mess. when Portia and Shamia had to sit down and she had those jeans on and it had it was like a shoestring design. Shamia, where are you going at 3 o'clock in the evening with basically your cheeks hanging out? Anyways, let me leave Shamia alone. We're gonna get into Shamia in a little bit too. Oh, we can get into Shamia right now. So this is the thing, right? Whenever okay, this is what happened. What happened was, so the other night I saw a clip of the show. Now, mind you, I'm over here just sniffling and girl can't breathe and all types of carrying on, right? So I'm like, well, let me just watch the clip, see what's going on. It was like a 4-minute clip, and it was the girls at dinner. And Shamia made a comment about you just can't, you know, be in a Bentley, have a Birkin and Rolls Royce and really not give the way you're supposed to give. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but she did say Bentley, Rolls Royce, and Birkin. I did not take it. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, that's the truth. And then Bang Bang was like, oh, that felt a little shady. Girl, I saw everybody saying Shamia is being passive aggressive. Shamia, girl, you know you're talking about Bang Bang because Bang Bang basically called her out. And I was like, well, I didn't take it that way. I was like, I took it as though she was speaking in general. Like, girl, you can't put on like we're putting on, and then when it comes down to you donating, you kind of give scraps and pennies. So I remember I sent out a tweet and I was like, well, girl, I didn't really take what Shamia said directed at Bang Bang. I just feel like Bang Bang got hit. And then I go back. Of course, I watched the full episode. And this is why it is important sometimes to see things in its entirety. Because based off of that clip, I really did not think that Shamia was talking about Bang Bang. I really honestly didn't. I just felt like Bang Bang felt hit. But when I watched the episode in its entirety, Shamia, they broke up into two groups. It was Shamia, Portia, I can't remember, girl, Cynthia, and I think Phaedra. Yeah. And then the other car, it was Angela, Drew, Bang Bang, and Kelly. And so they're talking, and Shamia is saying that Bang Bang is so defensive all the time, which I kind of do agree. Then she says they start talking about giving back, right? You can't show up in Rolls Royce, Birkin bag on your arm, in a small box. Britt's box had 3 paper towels. I was just telling her it just don't look right. So she sent a $250 cash out. Shamia, stand in it. You knew when you said what you said at that table when y'all went to dinner later that night that you were talking about Bang Bang. You just said it in the van. And then when Bang Bang catches that you're talking about her, you lie and say that you're not. When you knew that you were. If I would have never saw this clip, if I didn't watch the episode, I really would have thought that She was speaking in general. But based off of this, Shamia was definitely talking about Bang Bang. Girl. Girl, just say what you saying, girl.
Keep it real, sister girl.
And just stand in it. I just I, I just want to go on the record and say this. Some of the girls don't really be paying attention to what I say because somebody said one day in the comment section, I think it was a comment section or either on Twitter, well, you the one who always go up for Shamia. Y'all don't listen to what I be saying because I ain't never said no shit like that. What I said was Shamia is okay. And what I also said was we need to give Shamia a chance because Shamia might show us something different um, from when she was a friend to now she to her being a housewife. What I also said was I cannot understand why so many people are going up for Shamia, and I only think that so many people are going up for Shamia because now y'all know she got a little bit of money. She got access to the money. Why everybody was going up for Shamia, I did not understand. To the point where people were wanting to make Shamia the face of the Atlanta, like of Atlanta. No, Shamia cool. She cool. She cool, but girl, y'all was jumping out over the bridge trying to give Shamia the, Now, were they making Shamia the HBIC? Yes, they were. When they came in with this into this season, it was, Shamia is a glue that kind of holds the girls together. So Shamia was kind of painted as the girl in charge. But Shamia, Shamia not that girl like that. She not that girl like that because she's too much of a follower. Like you can't be that girl, and be a lap dog at the same time. Like you can't be that girl and also be a lap dog. You see what I'm saying? Kenya is that girl because Kenya is nobody's lap dog. Shamia ain't that girl. She has the potential to be that girl, but she's not that girl. Shamia can't even stand in what she just said earlier that day on camera. Shamia, you just said this on camera. Now, fast forward, now your ass getting clocked at the table by the person who you're talking about, and now you don't want to own up to what you just said. Kelly agreed with Shamia. I got some for Miss Kelly too. Portia says that Drew should apologize to Shamia about the lapdog comment. She's making it seem as though you're beneath me. No, well, no, 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 no. You've been saying no, 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 no. Shamia is making it seem as though she's beneath you. And you, since you've probably gotten on this show, thought that Shamia was beneath you until Shamia came out on top when she met her rich African. And it changed the game up. Phaedra said that Drew came out looking like Betty Rubble. It's so crazy because when they were going back and forth from the different vans, the other group were saying nice things about Phaedra. Did y'all catch that, T? They were saying nice things about Phaedra. It was Angela and Drew, and then you have Phaedra in the other van basically being nasty towards Angela and Drew. So Angela and Drew are saying nice things about Phaedra, and Phaedra is basically reading them in the other van. She also mentions that she knew Charles from like 10 years ago. He was a good time, but she never heard of him being married. Well, girl, you wouldn't know about him being married because girl, he wasn't. Like y'all be trying to be so messy. Like I cannot stand. Ooh, Charles and Angela are just now going on their 8th anniversary. So of course, 10 years ago, you wouldn't know about Angela being his wife because she wasn't his fucking wife. Like y'all, like that's what I'm saying. Like people be trying to be so messy and like throw stuff out there when they don't even like. Girl, the math ain't mathing. If it was 10 years ago when Charles was partying, y'all wouldn't know that he had a wife because he didn't have a wife because they're only going on their 8th wedding anniversary. Anyways, um, so it sounds like they start to ask Drew about Black. It sounds like to me Drew knows who Black is. They probably flirt every now and again. Hold up. Excuse me just a minute. So yeah, Kelly, I think it was Kelly starts to ask Drew about Black. And like to me, what it sounds like is that of course she knows Black, but I don't think it's anything like that. Ain't her man. That I didn't get. I got from it like, girl, I know him, but that ain't my man. You know what I'm saying? That's how I took it. Um, Shamia and Portia are in the van. They're singing together, and Portia makes a joke about them harmonizing. I said, it show is crazy how now all of a sudden she can harmonize with Shamia, but just the other day she didn't know her voice. Girl, it was Drew's voice. Now y'all in the van harmonizing and shit like y'all in Vogue, Destiny's Child. I was about to say TLC, but did TLC ever really harmonize? Let me shut this up. Okay, y'all acting like y'all in Vogue. I'm just gonna leave it on in Vogue and Destiny's Child. We ain't gonna bring TLC in it, okay? Um. Anyways, John. Um. Phaedra calls. Girl, Phaedra gets on my nerves. Phaedra gets on my nerves. Phaedra calls Kelly a garden gnome. Why does Phaedra act like she's 5'11"? Phaedra standing beside Kelly, they were pretty much the same height. They probably are the same size. They probably could share each other's clothes, if we're gonna be honest. Baby. So Angela, hold on, let me look over my notes. So Angela calls Charles. Charles. I am amazed at the amount of women, people, but especially women online, when they see Charles' interaction with Angela, they don't see an issue with it. They think it's okay. Girl, I don't want to be in a relationship, but if I would ever be in a relationship, girl, if you act like Charles, please walk right by me. Okay. I completely grasp that every person is not lovey dovey. I completely get that. There are people out there in relationships that don't really like PDA. There are people in relationships who just are not these lovey dovey people. But I'm sorry. Every time I see Charles and his interaction with Angela on camera, it always gives me, bitch, what you want. I really feel like that's what Charles be thinking in his head. Like, damn, what this bitch want? Hey, what's up? No, we good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what he gives. He gives like every time his phone rings and he sees girl Angela pop across the screen, he like, damn, girl, girl. As quiet as it's kept, I wouldn't be surprised if Angela girl got on this show and she was gonna leave Charles in a season or two. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there, girl. I would not be surprised if Angela filed for divorce from Charles in about 2 seasons. It's crazy because you know what this reminds me of. It reminds me of Kenya. Y'all know Kenya is my girl. You know how Kenya would try to paint it sometimes as though Mark was like this lovey-dovey person, but he gave the complete opposite on camera. That's how Angela is painting Charles. Like, oh, he's just upset because this is our anniversary, and basically he usually gets some puss, and now he ain't. I'm not girl. Okay, girl, whatever. Or oh, girl, you know he's. I just feel like she always comes up with some type of excuse, or you know that's why he acts the way he acts, but he's not like this. And I'm like, girl, that's not what we're seeing on camera. We're seeing I can't speak for nobody else. I'm seeing something completely different. Again, Charles is a kiki to me. I think that Charles is good television, but I think the way that he comes across in his interactions with his wife, I think is absolutely, it's just like cold in a way. I'm not saying he has to pick Angela up and swing her around in a circle and kiss her and hug on her every scene, but it's like, girl. And it's almost like, I don't know if Angela, it's almost like Angela knows her, well, not, no, it's not almost. Angela knows her husband. We don't know Charles, right? She knows him on a whole completely different level. So it's like, girl, why are you bringing this man on this show knowing how he is? And this is what is being filmed. And it's almost like she lives in a whole nother world. It's like, um, give me some encouraging words. And he's like, well, just don't. What did he say, girl? She was basically telling him that she was about to go to dinner and she needed some words of encouragement. And he was like, you got this. Tell me you some. I don't know. It's like it's different examples. What was another example? Girl, my mind is racing. I think I was about to say when they were in the house. I can't remember, girl. But the point I'm trying to make is like, I just feel like when it comes to Charles and Angela, girl, it's like it's crazy their interaction on camera. To me, it is. Um, and then Shamia, they're getting ready to go out. They're in the kitchen. It was Shamia, Kelly. I think it was Kelly. I know it was Brittany. I think Cynthia. Somebody else. I can't remember, girl. And Shamia is taking shots. And Shamia is weird. Girl, Shamia is weird. Shamia, like, she is passive aggressive. That's exactly what it is. She is so passive aggressive. That shit, Britt doesn't like to take shots. Shamia is like, I don't want nobody to try to say I'm forcing them to take no shots. Like, I don't want nobody trying to make it seem I'm forcing them to drink. I heard Britt say, "Girl, it's not." Girl, she walked over to the pantry. I heard you could hear Britt say, "Girl, it's not even that serious." Girl, it's really not. Like, Shamia is Shamia is weird. You want to fight with Britt, but then you don't want to fight with Britt. Bitch, if you're gonna fight, just fight. Not fight physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about verbally. Like, it's like you want to get into it with her, but then you don't want to get into it with her. So they make it to dinner. And then Kelly starts basically thanking them for their donations. Kelly started the conversation. And then Portia joined in, and Portia was just like, as a group um, of women, we do well for ourselves. And the biggest part is we have the ability to give. This is what I'm paraphrasing, but this is what she's saying, of course. And then she said how she gave $1,000 check. And then Shamia joined in, and then she says, we just can't pull up in Birkins, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, and not really give when it counts. And that's when Britt caught her shade and said, to me, that felt a little shade. And of course, Shamia starts to backpedal and pussy pop and say that it's not shade. If it was shade, you would have felt it. It was shade. Again, girl, I was in defense of Shamia because I was like, girl, she could have been talking about. I mean, she could have just been talking about in general, girl. Like, what is she supposed to say, girl? We can't drive around here in Toyotas and Hondas and Nissans, girl. So of course she's gonna name the most expensive cars that the girls drive, those are Rolls Royces and Bentleys, and the most expensive bags that some of them carry, which are Birkins. So I didn't really take it that way again until I saw the whole clip. And then this is where I feel like Kelly, I'm sorry, y'all. Based off what I've seen so far, Kelly is the reason why her and Britt are not friends. Then Kelly says, I'm not saying it was the best donation. She's just not aware of how much to give or what to do. Yeah! And if we're going to be that girl, we have to be that girl in all aspects of our lives. Now, was Kelly telling a lie? No. But the point I'm about to make is this. Giselle would have never said that about Robin. Robin would have never said that about Giselle. Wendy would have never said that about Candace. Candace would have never said that about Wendy. You see what I'm saying? Kenya would have never said that about Candy. Candy would have never said that about Kenya. I don't know. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? So if Britt and Kelly are supposed to be friends, even though that is the truth, for you to say that in front of the table, I'm telling y'all, this is probably where the beginning of the end of their relationship starts. And what it sounds like to me, is that it is probably Kelly's fault. Now, again, we have a few more episodes left in the season, but right now it's giving very much Kelly. This is probably why you and Britt started to beef because of how you called her out at that table. Shamia starts to talk about, we've already had this conversation. She says that her and Britt went to Houston's, and she tried to tell Britt, basically, girl, you look a fool walking up with some tissue paper. And she did. She did. But then this is what Shamia, of course, again, gets me because she starts to talk about, girl, the girls start to throw God in the conversation, girl, y'all start to lose me. Because you'll still get your ass cursed out, even when you're trying to bring God into the conversation. So here she go. God, God likes a cheerful giver. Well, if that's what you're gonna say, I get it that multiple things can be true at the same time. God likes a cheerful giver. However, with the lives that we lead, the lives that we live, we would be expected to give a little bit more. I could see she painted it that way, but I just feel like in my head, Shamia wants, it's like, that Shamia missed the mark, like she said. She said, you missed the mark. Then you go out to dinner with Britt, and then y'all have a conversation, right? And then you tell the girls in the van, basically, she ain't donate shit, but some bullshit. And then we get to the dinner, and then you call her out again. And then when she asks, when she catches a shade, you deny it, even though you're being shady. Girl, you ain't even got the pussy lips to stand in what you're saying. Then you bring God into it, talking about I've already said that God likes, that God likes a cheerful giver. But if that's the case, if you've already had this conversation, then why are we still having this conversation? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Girl, like, if that's the case, then why are we still talking about what she gave? And if we're gonna talk about it, which is completely fine. There's not it's not an issue about Shamia talking about what Britt gave. She could talk about what Britt gave 5 times, but every time stand in it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about it, if you want to drag Britt every day, girl, for 3 months straight because of what she did or what she gave, drag her every day for 3 months straight. But stand in you dragging her. That's all I'm saying. Shamia is literally throwing a rock and hiding her hands, basically. The prime minister comes. They Google Gaga over him. I mean, he cute. I mean, ain't nothing. I mean, he ain't. I mean, girl, I ain't doing nothing. I wouldn't do nothing with him. But I mean, he was cute for what it was. I mean, I guess, girl. But girl, they acting all, whatever, girl. Then Britt says, does anyone have anything to say? And then Portia starts to talk. Oh, girl, I did feel like they were playing in Britt's face. Shamia was like, "Calm down. You're being very aggressive." I didn't really look at Britt as being aggressive. Y'all know I don't have no problem calling the girl, girl, okay? Girl, it is what it is. But I didn't really look at Britt being aggressive in that moment. And then she asks, "Does anybody else have anything to say?" Just say it to her face. And then Portia starts to talk, and then she says, "Are you asking me, or are you telling me?" And then she says, "Britt, let's use a friendly tone." I didn't even take it as though Britt's tone was out of order. At this point, I was like, "Oh, girl, they basically fucking with Britt." That's how I took it. I did. And for some reason, I felt like, if we're gonna be honest, I felt like Kelly, Britt, and Shamia got together and said, "Girl, we're gonna tug on her wig just a little bit." They start to go back and forth. Her and Portia, Britt and Portia start to go back and forth about the group chat that they have, and she says that Portia basically didn't acknowledge her. Portia says that she asked for everybody's name. I guess she didn't know them. I do believe Portia. Basically, they started the group chat. Girl, I don't know who y'all are. Girl, they just hired y'all as a housewife. I'm trying to figure out who this is. Who the fuck is this? Portia says nobody responded. So I guess when Britt sent a text her again, she was like, "Who is this?" And I guess Britt felt some type of way. I do feel that Portia was telling the truth based off of how Britt has behaved this season. Britt is very much, you're not gonna give me a hug, can you? Now here we go. Fast forward to Portia. Now she's offended that Portia didn't know who she was in a group chat after Portia asked her, "Girl, who is this?" I do believe that's how it went. Um. Anyways, I put that they're all fake, girl. It was actually kind of funny. They were arguing, fussing, and fighting, girl. As soon as the prime minister walked up, they were like, "Hey, hello, nice to." Girl, that girl. Now 5 seconds before, that was this close to clawing out each other's eyeballs. As soon as that man walked up, they was like, "Hello, nice to meet you. It's great to see you. Yes, we love it here." Oh, girl. Um, and then Craig, like Portia did kind of have me giggling. Um, Angela basically says that I forgot how they got on wedding rings, and then they said Angela blurted out that Charles doesn't wear his ring, and they were just kind of like, oh, and I mean, Kim Zolciak, KKK, girl, I already tried to tell y'all the ring didn't mean a thing. Girl, the ring don't mean a thing. Can I just go ahead and put it out there? Well, I hate to say what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Girl, y'all be so focused on the ring. Girl, Charles had his ring when he cheated on Angela the first go round. Hello, he didn't have his ring, so the ring clearly don't mean a goddamn thing. Did she tell us that Charles cheated on her? Hello. So whether he got the ring on or not, what does it matter? Right? No, no, right? Okay. Then we can literally go around the room if we want to. Kelly, her husband had a ring on. He had her hiding in the closet. Hello. Shamia, first husband, had his ring on, and from what she said, he knocked her out of her shoes. You don't remember her saying he knocked her out of her Louboutins? So all I'm saying is, girl, the ring don't mean shit to a lot of these niggas. Let me shut up. I don't want to piss nobody off today. I just got back. I'm already about to lose some subscribers. Damn. Anyway, okay, let's go. But yeah, and then I want to give Phaedra. I want to give Phaedra this much. Shout out to Phaedra Parks. I don't really see it for Phaedra at all. Be very clear. But what she told Britt was the truth. Basically, girl, in this group, girl, I thought my nose. Oh, girl, I be thinking my nose is dirty, girl. I be forgetting. Y'all know my nose is fucked up, basically. So it looked like my nose is dirty. Basically, you can see all the way in the back of my nose. I need to go get a nose job. I really do. Anyways, so I'm always like self conscious about my nose because it always looks like it's dirty, but it's really not. You just see all the way, like you can see all the way in the back of my nose. It's the weirdest shit. And then one of my nostrils is bigger than the other. It's just a mess. I just need a nose job. So yeah. So listen. Phaedra. Phaedra told Britt basically, girl, in this group, girl, the minimum you need to start is at $1,000. Can I just say something? Listen, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there plain. If all you can give is $250 and 3 rolls of toilet tissue, you ain't got no fucking business being on the housewife. I can give that. Quiet as it's kept, bitch. I can give $1,000. Now, I'm gonna be like, girl, I'm about to go on my savings, but girl, I can give $1,000. So all I'm saying is this: I am of the belief, and I know there are some broke housewives out there across the board, right? But if I can give what you giving, you ain't got no business being no housewife. That's how I look at it. If I can give what you are giving, then we got a problem, boo. Phaedra, on the other hand, that bitch was just on Married to Medicine. I gotta give Phaedra her flowers. And that bitch wrote a check for $40,000. It was almost $40,000. Yes. For charity. So at least Phaedra put her money where her mouth is. Be very clear. I don't see it for Faye Faye. But I ain't gonna take away from what she wrote the check, girl. She wrote the check. It was like 36,000. It was almost $40,000. So Phaedra, coming from Phaedra got all the room to tell Miss Bang Bang, baby, apart in this group, we start at 1,000 minimum. Girl, you sit in a $250 cash app, that ain't shit. And what I get, and I think the problem is, and I'm gonna scream this from the mountaintop. Y'all start letting people on the show that don't have no business on the show. And I think what happens is some of the girls are starting to become too relatable. You know what I'm saying? You should not be a housewife, and the most you can give is $250 and 3 rolls of toilet tissue. Girl, what the fuck? That's it. Girl, that's it. Girl, I don't even have no money, and I can give $250 and 3 rolls of toilet tissue. Bitch, right now I got two. I got two packages right here. That I can go in my closet. That's the toilet tissue right there. Matter of fact, I think I got 16 count, two. You know, you got two big ass things of toilet tissue. I think it's double, triple roll, something like that. Bang Bang is gone, so it don't matter. But it just goes to show that again, everybody. I don't care. Everybody cannot be a housewife. Should not be a housewife. If we can give what the housewives can give, then it's a problem. Because I should not be able to give what you give. I cannot write a check for no $40,000. Bitch, I ain't even got $40,000, okay? Girl. You see what I'm saying? But bitch, I can give you $1,000. I can give you 250 and 3 rolls of toilet tissue. I can't give you 40,000. Excuse me. And then Shiloh is sick. The nanny is a basically what's her name? Shamia's husband called Shamia. Yeah, Shamia's husband calls her and lets her know that Shiloh is sick. The nanny that they have is basically a mess. The baby got so much shit going on. Like she can't really be cold. It's a lot of shit, girl. She went down the list. And then of course Shamia is girl away from home. She can't do shit about it right now. So she's crying, rightfully so. It really I really felt bad for Shamia. Um and she started to talk about how like when Shiloh turned 1, that they didn't even throw her birthday party because they were just cautious. They wanted to make sure that she did not get sick. Because it's not like when we get sick. Well, when when other kids get sick, um, it's not the same thing. Like if she catches a cold, like I just caught a cold, girl, her cold is gonna be something completely different, right? Um, so they go back, they get back home, and Britt, they're basically just, surrounding Shamia, and I thought it was nice. I will say I did like the fact. Oh, I forgot about this part. They did give Angela a cake. I did like the fact they gave Angela. I thought that was really really sweet. Like it's moments like that, believe it or not, that kind of like touch my heart. Like, oh, okay, they say this is a sisterhood. It does when they do things like that are not expected. It does kind of bring them together, like on a sisterhood type of tip, if that makes sense. So I like the fact they bought Angela an anniversary cake. I thought that was sweet. And then when they all surrounded Shamia and just gave her love and encouragement and light and all that good stuff. they kind of Brit kind of lost me when she started this whole speech about it. To me, it was cringy. I'm not gonna lie. Um, she started to, I love you, you my sister, and I'm gonna be there for you. And I was like, girl, I don't know. I just thought it was fake. Now I don't mind moments, but I like up until Britt started talking, I thought it was a real moment, and then when Britt started talking, I was like, okay, girl, she doing this for camera. She doing this for TV. It's not landing for me. Um, I ain't gonna. I did kind of giggle when somebody said Portia got her titties all in her face because Portia was right here and Shamil was laying on Portia's side of her boob, and she was like, "Oh, I thought that was always comforting." Portia actually had some funny moments this episode. I wish I could like Portia. I really wish I could. I really wish I could like Portia because Portia do be having me laughing sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I think I laughed at Portia at least 3 or 4 times this episode. Um, and that's it. Let me look over the notes, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. What she said, she got when Angela blurted out that Charles doesn't wear his ring, and Portia said, "Does she got Tourette's or something?" She always blurting out her business. Oh, girl. I said, "Bitch, this bitch is crazy. Do she got Tourette's or something?" She always blurting out her business. Bitch, you need to be blurting out yours. Because you over here picking fights with Drew. Girl, we still don't know none of your business. Okay. All right, y'all. That's it. If I forgot something, girl, we'll probably have to talk about it later on this week. I have so much stuff. I have so much stuff to catch up on. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.